We stress, we procrastinate, and worry because most of the time we think that we don't have the time to actually sit with our thoughts and organize what we want to do, in what order we want to do it, how long we want to do it for. We just go straight at it without a schedule, without a plan, without an architecture for what we want to do, and thus completely ruin whatever we actually want to accomplish. Because we think that if we actually sit and meditate over it and actually organize it and just put some care into the thought process behind it, we will waste time. And of course, the biggest fear of any human being is wasting time because it is our most limited resource. It is a non renewable resource, not like money or whatever thing, whatever else that kind of promotes vanity and stuff like that. The only thing that we have is time, and it's the only thing that we can enjoy life with, the time, our time, and it's non-renewable. So we waste time and then we get extremely scared because it's something that we will never get back. But I kind of had this revelation a couple of months ago when I started sleeping 10 hours a day. I don't sleep 10 hours a day now. I don't know why I've stopped, but I had the revelation that hey, I do waste 2 hours more every single day by sleeping 10 instead of sleeping 8 hours every single night. But life is a lot more, it's a lot more fun. It's a lot more reinvigorating. It kind of feels as if that's not wasted time. Because as Socrates said, it is not life that we want. It is not infinite life that we want. It is the good life that we want. It is the childish energy that fills our everyday life. It is the morality that we feel when we help another person. It is that slight glimmer of joy that we feel when somebody else is nice to us. It is not rotting, tired, and malnourished in front of a computer or computer screens. No, it's something a bit more important than that. And when we look at it from a biological perspective, when we are young, we see time as a lot longer. When you tell a 5-year-old that something will happen in a year, it's as if you're telling them it will happen in a century. But if you tell a 60-year-old to wait for a year, they probably will feel as if it's going to be it's going to happen in like 2 weeks. That's because of our eyes, because of our eye health, on how our eyes interpret pictures and images and stuff like that, and that kind of changes our perception of time. Well, I'm sure that your eyes will deteriorate less fast, more slowly, if you actually take care of your health, if you actually organize and stop stressing. Because not stressing and actually doing things well, being happy, is something that you do for yourself as well. Stressing over money, grades, enter any variable of what actually takes away your lifetime, when stress is probably the biggest killer of humans. We don't even need to mention cigarettes, alcohol, drugs in comparison to stress, because stress is something that attacks from within. It is something that probably has already cut decades off of your life, and I am not kidding. If not decades, at least like a year. I'm sure stress has cut a lot of life away from me. So, where was I going with this? With eye health and stuff like that, if you take care of your health, like not stressing, sleeping more, do things that you think are wasting time in the present moment, you probably will enjoy a lot more time in the future. Why do people not schedule? That's such a riveting question for me. Why do people not take 15 minutes every single day to actually set an intention for the next day or week or month or year? Why don't they actually take that small amount of time to make their lives better? Because that's not actually living, is it? Organizing the future, organizing what you want to read, creating a TBR, a to be read list, a program for life, an educational program for yourself, and actually sitting and meditating over what you want to do in the following years or whatever time span you want to look at it from, is not actually living. Living as actually doing those things that you are talking about. And I agree. But if you don't organize it, how do you expect to live it in an organized fashion? How do you actually expect to live it in a way that is going to fulfill you? No, you need to actually take that small amount of effort, that small amount of boredom and maybe fear of missing out. And I know this sounds ridiculous, because who actually thinks I'm not going to schedule tomorrow because I don't want to miss out on what I could be doing these other 15 minutes? But it's true. Is there any other reason why we don't schedule? We forget. Yeah, we forget because we are caught up in other things, and we don't take a moment to think about the future. What other reasons are there to not schedule? What other reasons are there to not organize your life? Okay, the fear of missing out on whatever you can do in those 15 goddamn minutes, forgetting, which are basically the same thing. And I don't know, suggest more in the comments if you don't believe this theory. Long story short. Long story short, you need to organize your life. You need to sit with yourself, sit with your thoughts, sit with what you want to do in the future. Because if you don't, you'll do it. Of course you'll do it. I'm not here to tell you that you're not going to do everything that you want, read every single book that you want, watch every single movie that you want, learn every single skill that you want. But it will be it will be profoundly easier to do it, and infinitely funner, more fun, if you schedule it and actually know how you're going to do it, when you are going to do it, and for how long you are going to do it. And of course, with your thoughts, if you don't have a schedule, if you wake up one morning and you don't have that day scheduled, you need to actually maybe even meditate for 5 minutes and ask yourself, what do I actually want to do? Do I want to indulge in that bad habit, or do I actually want to tell myself that that productive thing is the right thing to do? Because my morality, my subconscious, and my values tell me that, yeah, that hard thing, that productive thing is the right thing to do. It is what I'm meant to do right now. But your spirit animal, I don't know, your present chimpanzee brain will convince you that it's not, that you have so many other better things to do for the present moment, that you need to enjoy the present because you'll never have this moment back. But hey, you can create 5 times the fun by just going through a bit of pain right now. So if you don't sit with your thoughts, you probably are sacrificing a lot more time than you think. And this is all caused by a subconscious fear of missing out, when there is nothing to miss out besides actually sitting with your thoughts, scheduling, and planning, and building, paving a future that is better for yourself. Send this to someone you love, and I'll see you later.